big in his moment, and that's the reason why I press.
What's going on, family? The perfect love and the perfect relationship does not exist. But the perfect love and perfect relationship only exists with those who are willing to fight for it. A lot of people are not willing to fight anymore. They're not willing to go through the emotions. They're not willing to go through certain things. Things have to be done our way. This is the reason why they ghost you. This is the reason why they don't want to communicate with you no more, because it has to go their way. And I get it. People are going to be frustrated with the way that you move versus the way that they move, because they're not seeing the way that they move is an issue with you, but you're still willing to deal and tolerate their shortcomings. You know, we live in a fast-paced world. We live in a fast-paced world. I get it. The phone rings and you don't see the phone ringing, or you don't see it, and we got watches and we got everything else when it comes to communication. But when we disconnect ourselves from everything and people want to communicate with us, they can't communicate with us because they're so used to communicating through something else instead of sitting down and talking to each other. If you want a relationship, you're going to have to fight for it. If you want a marriage, you have to fight for it. Nothing is guaranteed, and the thing about it is, the only thing that's guaranteed is what you're willing to fight for. And people are not willing to do that anymore because they're so caught up over what they want versus what it's going to take to make things right between you and the person that you love. You can't lose yourself in the midst of what you're dealing with. You got to see a little bit further down the road. Every day somebody gets a divorce. Every day somebody walks out of somebody's life, somebody blocks somebody, or whatever, the list goes on. You know, I have friends that are married, been married for a very long time. Watch what they go through, and at the end of the day, I can see the love that they have. My personal opinion doesn't matter, neither does anybody else's, because it's their marriage and it's their relationship. And however they want to fight for it, as they continue to do, and they continue to stay together, and you're always going to hear people say this: y'all are crazy for being together. I don't know why you're wasting your time. And you hear people say that to you when you're dating. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste my time because I feel like I'm wasting my time because you're doing this. Because no, nobody's wasting their time. The problem is that your expectations of what you want and where we're at is always going to be two different things. You know, so you all, times are weird. It's a little bit different than what it was years ago. And the reason being is because people are so impatient when it comes to building a relationship. And let me say this. For you all that have never been married, it's a little bit different when you're dating someone that has been married, because their patience is a little bit different than yours. You know, right now you see the light at the end of the tunnel. The first thing you see is marriage. They see at the end of the tunnel, let's be patient. Let's get a chance to grow. Let's get a chance to learn. You know, let me get a chance to know you more. Let me put myself in a better position that when we do get married, that I can offer you just as much as that you're offering me. Nobody wants to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the real stuff. They don't want to talk about planning, financial planning, and getting out of debt and getting certain things done before you settle down. Everybody wants to jump the broom, and we can't afford to do certain things because our credit score is all jacked up. You know, we're dealing with certain issues in our personal life. You know, if you got kids and you got, you know, baggage when it comes to the kids, now you got kids that you're dealing with, and you got to make sure that you all on the same page and make sure the kids don't mess up your relationship and your marriage. These are things that are very important that you got to talk about. Because a lot of people nowadays, they rather just stay single than to deal with the emotional roller coaster and the issues in the relationship and even in the marriage. So, true love, a healthy marriage, a healthy relationship only exists with those who are willing to fight for it. You can't have anything in life if you're not willing to fight for it. And if you want the love that you desire, you have to fight for it just as much as the person that's trying to get your attention. A lot of people, they're impatient. You can't be impatient when you talk about love.